Good morning. This is 60 Seconds to Serenity with me, Gregg Hammond. It's Saturday, November 25th, 2017. And I'm hopping on here for just a few minutes. I decided to do today's broadcast a little bit later than usual because it's a Saturday and it's also with a holiday weekend. And I'm hopping on to do my guitar lessons soon. At 9 a.m. I'll be doing the free guitar lesson for beginners. And so today, I just wanted to go through and say congratulations on getting this far with 60 Seconds to Serenity. If you've been following along, we're doing the breathing that comes in and out slowly, calmly, using the tool of 60 seconds of time to create the calmness of mind. 60 seconds of time to create your calmness of mind. And by working on your calmness of mind, you have the ability and the superpower to respond to things going on in your environment during your day. If you're going out for shopping over this holiday weekend, you might experience situations where people may not be as friendly or polite as they could be. And they are most likely reacting to situations around them. And you can respond to them, and you can respond to the situations, right? By using calmness of mind, 60 seconds to serenity tools to take yourself to a good place. For me, every day, I have opportunities to use that, to use my 60 seconds to serenity tools to respond, my ability to choose to respond, to take slow and relaxed breaths that resemble calm waves coming in on a sandy, warm beach, in and out, and thinking about things that bring me to memory of joy, a place of joy in my mind, the experience of feeling joy. And it could be anything, like graduation, memories of things like that. Maybe your favorite comedian that makes you laugh, or a power song. Using tools like that with your breathing, and you pair them together, you're creating that tool, that trigger, that when you realize, oh, I need to respond to this situation because I feel like reacting, and I'm aware of my own reaction starting to happen. You can use your 60 seconds to serenity tools to breathe in slowly and then exhale with the same calm breath, and tie it into affirmations that you have, right? This one, now it's beautiful because the sun is coming in. It's up much higher than it usually is when I do this, and so sitting in this spot, the sun is right there coming through the trees, and I could actually adjust that, right? That is just realizing that it's that bright allows me to, I can make the adjustment to respond, and I'm responding to the way the camera is with the reverse of everything. So when I move one way, it's going the other way, and I'm getting better and better at that, the mirror image of working with the reverse camera. Here's the affirmations: I'm healthy, I am happy, I'm helpful, I live in paradise, because everywhere I go is paradise, right? Because I think of everywhere I am, I'm experiencing paradise of being alive and being able to respond by using my thought process with my breathing process and tying those together. And then I have, my heart is always smiling, and my memory is very good. My memory is very good is a statement of empowering, as an example of it, to use an empowering statement and to train yourself to catch if you say things that are disempowering. A lot of times we pick that up from our environment, either people that we associated with in school, teachers, at work, places like that. And even a lot of television is training your unconscious mind. It becomes comedy to cut yourself down or to have a disempowering statement. And that's actually not a good thing. You want to be empowering yourself. here's the good news statement. Remember, good news, your life just got a whole lot easier because you can start to use your 60 seconds to serenity. Yesterday, right after I finished my broadcast, the doorbell rang, and it was one of my neighbors from across the way who said, "Hey, take a look at your car." And my car was, the hatchback was open, and somebody had gotten in there and gone through the glove box, the center console, and they removed a whole roadside emergency kit that had important things. And so I look at like the way, how do I respond? Respond with gratitude. I'm grateful that my neighbor was paying attention. I'm grateful that whoever came to get the stuff that they took were able to get it because they needed it more than I do. It also made me think about what was in my car. What things did they take? What do I need to replace? And which of those things was important enough to replace and which things do I not need to? But then it also made me think about, I can share what I had in my car in that emergency roadside kit because maybe somebody hasn't thought about it. So in the roadside emergency kit, I had a thin wool blanket. Now, wool is very important because it can keep you warm while it's still wet. So I had this. It was a liner to go inside of a sleeping bag, so it was kind of like a sleeping bag, but it was this wool blanket. So any kind of wool blanket, all wool blanket, is a great thing to have in your car, especially if you can get a thin wool blanket or one of those small packets where you can fold it. It's folded up inside of a little bag to retain heat. So I had something for retaining heat. I had something to melt snow and ice, a non-toxic container of pellets to melt snow and ice. I had a small folding shovel that was in there. I had a little bit of water. I had a couple of other things in there too. And as I was thinking about it, I had a long piece of rope, jumper cables, all those things that you think about putting in your car. I had them all in a clear plastic tote. And somebody took all of that with some other stuff. They took the chargers, they took other stuff, but not, in the big scope of things, it's really nothing. And my attitude is the most important thing. They have an attitude of gratitude. I can share the important things they had in there that might make somebody think, oh, over this holiday weekend, I would like to make sure that I have insured and protected my family or my friends or just yourself by putting those things into your car. The emergency roadside stuff, jumper cables, wool blanket or thermal blanket of some type, water, and the water should be in a container that's not getting hot all the time. You don't want to be baking, you don't want plastic containers in your car. Glass container in a place where it's not going to get knocked around, but glass is better. And I know it's tough if you are in a very cold place. You need to be aware that could freeze, and if that's your situation, then you want to make sure that you have some water, some space between the lid and the water so that it doesn't freeze and break that glass. You want it to be able to expand and contract as it needs to inside of the glass container. Anyway, what an amazing blessing to start thinking about those things and then to remember why I put them all in there. And I'm reconnected to those things and thinking about, did I need that? Should I replace that? What an amazing blessing that somebody got into my car and took those things. And they went off somewhere, and maybe that was just what they needed to get through their day. And I got a chance to talk to a couple of officers here and say thank you for being an officer. Thank you for being here in the community to come out and take a report on something like this. Tons of blessings. I can keep looking at all of the harvesting the good, the bright side of all of that. Anyway, I'm going to hop off because I have to prepare for the guitar lesson I'm going to do. I'm doing the free series of guitar lessons here on Facebook and on also DC Guitar Lessons Facebook page, and onto the Global Jam for Peace. And speaking of Global Jam for Peace, I still Still offering these magnets for your refrigerator. I have a couple dozen left, and I have some stickers, and I can send them to you at no cost to you as a thank you and a gratitude for people supporting Global Jam. If you know anybody who'd like to do that, they can do that online at theglobaljamforpeace.com. There's the logo behind me, and it is, you can see the website right there as well. You can zoom in on it. I've got to hop off. Oh, the non-dominant hand exercise, right? Your name, the day it is, the month, and the number on the calendar of the day, November 25th, 2017, sunrise, the time of sunrise, time of sunset in your area, how the temperature is, and write down your favorite book that you're thinking about reading. The Art of Living by Bob Proctor is fantastic. I recommend that. There's the book of the day. Peace, love, music. I will see you tomorrow.